California.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Majestix Heroclix podcast. If you like our content, please like and subscribe. If you're interested in learning more about the Bronze Age and Majestix Open Series, please check out the Open Series website. Also, if you want to learn more about Heroclix strategies, tactics, and the top list from the game's top players, please visit the Majestix Apex Insider site. Lastly, if you're looking for Heroclix singles, please visit our eBay stores. All the links are below in the description. My name is Jeff, and as always, my co-host Patrick. Today, we are joined by the most recent Open Series 1K winner, along with a Rock States Championship, 4 WKO wins, the winner of the inaugural Pauper Championship and Pauper Invitational, earning him the nickname the Pauper King, Jesse Cote. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's up?
I don't know what happened there, but shit.
Oh, there you are.
Okay, cool. Sorry. It just, man, this Skype, man, it drops randomly.
Yeah, congratulations, buddy.
Oh, thanks.
So,
So,
go ahead, Jeff.
all right. So, go ahead and tell us about your team for the 1K.
All
Yeah,
right.
how'd you
like
come up
your
with
idea.
it? How'd you come up with it? Let's start with
So I came up with it kind of as a last-ditch effort. Originally, I was preparing a Victoria Hand team that didn't work how I wanted it to work, and
Okay.
thanks to Zach Strong for pointing that out, because I kept he sends me lists all the time, and I sent him back a list that I'd been looking at for quite a bit. I was looking for pieces to work with Darwin and possessors to get them to their god click weight down on the dial.
Yeah.
And Victoria Hand has one that switches sides
Yes.
and does unavoidable damage to them. So I thought that was pretty neat and pretty sweet, and I was going to pair that with Hope Summers, with the backup plan of KOing them for points, which would not have worked. So he was like, "Hey, buddy, don't think that works," and I'm like, "Oh no," and because I had been working on it, I'd been working on it because it would be the weirdest point denial team ever. Anyway, it wasn't good. And so I had to punt, and I saw Emilio was being very successful at the power plant and with Infinity, and I had, for me, I was looking at the disintegration beam and going, well, with die manipulation, that's pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I put two and two together. I initially had Infinity on the team, taking cues from Emilio, but it just wasn't. Dark Phoenix just kept shining. It was Dark Phoenix was just insane, and so I decided to go with double down on Dark Phoenix and play Ultron. I also liked Ultron because Esbrook won with Mystique, and I was like, well, if that comes back, the Infinity and the power plant doesn't have you don't have the Storm Colin.
Right.
You don't have the proper tools, to interact with that team, or even if Flex should shown up. And so I wanted to have all my bases covered. So I went with the Ultron.
Yeah.
Finally, the drone gets the respect it deserves.
Right?
Yeah.
We saw quite a bit this weekend, right? At least there was like 3 of them in the top 8.
Yeah,
Was it
Jonathan.
us?
I know Jonathan had one.
Yeah, you had one. Your brother had one.
Right.
So, Jeff, did you freeze?
I'm right here.
Okay, you freeze me. Okay, so you want to bring up the team, Jeff, to real quick so that people can see, and then we can just go over it piece by piece. We're basically verbalizing your article that you're going to be writing. But it's really
right.
cool
I'll-
because
Can you guys see the screen?
I'll leave some of it for the article.
yeah, cool. Okay.
All right. So here we have Jesse's team. So we'll break it down. He has a Cosmic Theme +9. So he has the Trelane, the Q Prime, 30-point Ultron Phalanx, Dark Phoenix, Mangog, and Groot, and 2 Flora Colossus at 10 points. So that's 9 figures. That's a lot to fit.
That's a lot. So, wait, real quick. Did you lose any map rolls at all?
No,
See,
I never lost map, and it was pretty
awesome.
important. It it gets you the extra spaces.
Right.
Especially if you pick Genosha. If you pick any map, though, if you pick the Savage Land or Genosha or anything, you get you get about 4 extra spaces from it. So it's huge.
Yeah. So your choice of resource was the power plant. You had the Iceberg Lounge location bonus, which you talked about earlier, and the Bat Signal, of course, which is almost on all the teams now, right?
Yeah.
What was your ID choices? So your ID choices were Green Arrow, Storm, Rachel Summers, Bucky Barnes, and Hulk.
Right.
So why'd you pick those 5 IDs? Obviously, we know why the Green Arrow and the Storm.
Green Arrow, Storm, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the MVP, especially in the final match, it was Bucky Barnes, because I know that usually the whatever battery that I'm going to be aiming at is going to be decoy. They're going to lead with decoy on it, and all I have to do is set up the shot, call in Bucky Barnes right adjacent, and he can even perplex the attack if I need, or I could. I mean, he's also a really great attacker.
That's right. He also has perplex, and he can poof himself, which is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes, and then the I got the 2 move and attack, the charge, in case I'm playing WWE, and I have running shot in case for just.
It's really good.
Yeah, we saw in the finals you got the Rachel Summers to running shot to get Surtur. That was huge because then you healed 1, and I think you healed 2 because you do like 4 to him, right?
I did 4 to Surtur,
and then you KO'd. So you're like, okay, well now heal 2, and that's like, it's weird because if you get like 1 heal off of each of them, it becomes like, it's like it's already an uphill battle to go up against that team because of dice and losing map and everything. But then to have to deal with the Phoenixes healing at least 1, it's almost like you're gonna leave them alone because you're gonna have to waste too many resources on your turn to even kill 1.
Right.
And you only get 30 points, so they're like, well, let me get something that matters. I'm like, well, they're actually the ones that really matter.
Yeah, because they're gonna be punching and shooting you in the face.
Yeah, and you're like, they're gonna basically be healing and colossal stamina pushing like every turn. So
and just stacking the rings, they're just getting additional powers, like pickup powers, just dropped on them each and every turn.
Yeah.
And they just get disgusting. Like they're dropping free smoke clouds from 11 out, or 12 when you burn the ring. It gets really silly.
You lost once in the Swiss? So
I lost my opener to Jonathan.
Oh, okay.
I lost by 20 points.
Okay, so it's close.
Oh, wow.
It was that I rolled a 1 and a 2 for my Trelane and Q dice.
That's they give it and they take it away.
I know, and I running shot and missed, and replaced the dice just to get it off.
Right.
And I rolled a 1 again, and so it's just like, okay, it's gonna be like that.
Yeah, sometimes that's why it's really strong. But then when you see things like that, that's when you're like, well, that sucks. Like these doesn't really do much now. But then when you get it where it's at 5 or 6, and you're like, oh, these guys are broken.
Right.
So it is and to decide when to use them, that's a skill in itself. Because like, do I save it for their attack or do I burn it now so that I can get a new one so that I can get my attack better? So that does require some foresight too.
And like they can't frontline. Neither piece can frontline. They are backline specialists. So it's like, when people say, I mean, that's what they're doing. That is their role. Yeah, Trelane can call in stuff every once in a while. But like, if you get frisky with either of those pieces, they die very, very fast.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So they're finesse pieces.
Yeah, for
sure.
And
I think they're balanced.
They get caught up in one storm pulse wave, and it's like,
yeah, both of them. I mean, they just die.
Yeah. Like in the top 4, I saw when Richard pulse wave the storm, and he got like 5 pieces or something, 4 or 5 pieces, and I was like, well, okay, all right. But then, it's just the overwhelming power of the Dark Phoenix was just too much for Richard to overcome. And then the little we could talk about that when you go in your report, but the little combo with the healing on Hulk with the Rachel Summers, that was funny.
That was pretty unreal set of circumstances there.
Yeah. So let's go real quick over. Did you play this on the Last Chance trial?
No, I played
Quinjet.
a really poorly built Quinjet team. It did fine. It did okay. I ran into like about the toughest 0-1 opponent ever in Steve, and my round one was Mr. Gallagher, and
right.
Both games were pretty dang close.
Mm-hmm.
So Steve was playing Sentinels, and I kept missing his Tri-Sentinels. I kept setting up, I set up a Storm pulse wave that would have pulse waved everything and missed. Set up a Green Arrow shot that missed. He rolled Shape Change off Captain Marvel after I ran through one.
Oh.
It was just a series of unfortunate events. But Quinjet's all right.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it was kind of cool to see Quinjet, at least a version of it come back, even because he was in the top 4. Richard.
Yeah.
He definitely basically split up the big jet into Immortal Hulk and Baby Jet. So it's very interesting. But the downside is the jet just dies because it's only 9 clicks now. So you can just kill that thing in one turn, which is what you did, right? Did you kill it in one turn?
Yeah, I did. I did kill it in one turn. Both games.
Yeah, it's a Green Arrow shot followed by Dark Phoenix shot.
Yep.
And that's all she
Yeah,
wrote.
that should do it.
Yeah. So let's go over real quick your 5 rounds and then the top 8. So
Sure.
What did you play round 1?
So round 1, I played against Jonathan, and it was a really tight back and forth match, despite the 1s and 2s.
Sorry, real quick. Jeff, just scroll down to the 7th
Yep.
or 8th place because that's Jonathan's team, so that we know people know what Jesse's talking about when he plays. Okay, go ahead, continue.
So I think of all the ones in the top 8, it was the one that I least wanted to see. And it's because of that Star Sapphire battery. Because it's so important when I costly push to heal, and when I'm shooting and not killing a construct and taking a Mystics in return, it's just brutal. So like he just all he has to do is just put his constructs on and just wait and sit and wait, and then eventually he sets up either his Magneto Pulse Wave. Or so it was a really tight back and forth match. It wasn't like I couldn't have won, but it was definitely a really tight match, and I did not want to see that at all.
Right, yeah. So matchups is really big too in Bronze Age, obviously, because Dark Phoenix obviously requires you to kill stuff or do 4 damage, and this team almost negates everything on top of the Mystics.
Right. Yeah. So, it's so tough to I really wish I had another Groot instead of 4 for this matchup. Cut the 2 4s and get another Leslie so I could heal both up. If I can heal both, have one running shot and heal and the other one running shot and heal, it just gives me a little bit more so that when he can't take out one of the Phoenixes just randomly.
Yeah.
So you lost that one by 20 points. So what happened in the next round?
I believe at the next one I ended up. Oh no, I know. I played Brian. He was playing a Quebec team.
Okay. Dormeyer. I'm sorry.
Yes,
Pastor Brian.
And Pastor Brian was also playing. So he had no resource for me to blow up. He was playing the round table.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my god! Like I would go from I came to blow up batteries, and and other relics, and I was like, oh, this is just rough, extremely rough. But what happened was he missed every shape change roll in the game, and then I just set up with my Q Prime because I had a low number on it. And so, all I had to do was wait for one missed shape change roll, and Kobek was gone.
Did he was playing like a better suited type of team, right?
Yes. And he would swap the Kobek for Immortal Hulk in matchups.
Nice. So it was a shield team, or was it a cosmic team, or what was it?
No, it wasn't. It was not
Okay.
themed at all.
Okay. It was just good stuff teams, and then just looking at your ID card selection to see who can be better.
Yeah, I got it. So I got to. I incapped his Lockjaw to death as well in that.
Ouch.
Game.
Nice.
It was really.
Okay.
He was clearly setting up a storm play, and he goes, "Okay, I picked TK on Lockjaw," and he rolls a 6 and goes, "Well, I guess that's out of the question," and he clears. And he had struck with some second tertiary attacker, and I put the incap ring on the Phoenix that was going to retaliate.
Right.
Retaliated to token him up, Lockjaw up, and then just incapped him to death. And it was pretty sweet.
That's the easiest way to do it.
Okay, so you got that one, and so what was
Mhm.
round 3?
Round 3 was Shane playing wrestlers.
Yeah, wrestlers. It was 280s and the Rock with Phoenix Force.
So, yeah, I loved this team. This team was so clean. It was just so simple and streamlined, but like he played it so well. And yeah,
that was a close game too, right?
It was a super close game. It was kind of. So here's a hot tip for people. When people concede to you, just accept it. Don't, because
Right.
Shane. I dispatched the Rock and one of the Eddies, and he's like, "Okay, there's just nothing I can do. I guess I just concede." I'm like, you know, Eddie still got lots of life, and he was one click away from God mode on the Phoenix.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he was on a blue click as well, so I couldn't shoot him from range. It was like, what are you doing? You can't.
Yeah, stick with it.
Like I don't want a concession. I wanted to play for real, and so he kept playing, and he kept taking piece after piece after piece, and I was just like, oh crap.
Oh no.
I should have just said, okay, all right.
Yeah. And then time ran out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I couldn't.
Yeah, I remember I looked at the score of that one, and I think you only won by like 40 points or something like that.
I think you're right. I ran out of rings too. So there was a point where like he had Eddie on a God mode, and he would perplex. So he would perplex himself up to 20.
Yeah.
And I had no rings to burn.
Oh,
and he had took out Q.
Oh. Okay.
And it was just like I'm just sitting here trying to roll 11s.
Yeah.
And they ain't coming. So that was fun. Yeah, Shane's a great guy. I mean, I played nothing but great people. That was one of the cool things about it.
Yeah, that's another thing that we always talk about. Like when it comes to the competition, it's always good, and the people are always even better.
Yeah.
So
for real.
4th round.
And then I played Rich. That was the feature match.
Oh yeah,
catch that on
YouTube. Was funny. That was one of the funnier matches. Cause oh my god, I remember at the end there when he tried to Hawkeye your team, and it just kept popping up a 1 and a 2, and he kept having on one of the dice would be a 1 or 2 no matter what he rolled, and I think he had a 2 showing on Trelane, and he's like, I got a theme team this even though I rolled like a 5 and a 2.
Yeah, he would roll like a 5 and a 1 and it'd be a hit. Like he had double perplexed up Hawkeye. So
this is a 13 attack. He could hit everything on the board with a 5 or better.
Right. And he kept going like
1 or 2 and something else.
Right. That was, and so he incapped his entire team.
Yes.
Yeah. Trying to not hit a 1.
And used up all 5 theme team probs on that one move. And I was like, deal. That was totally. He took out both Phoenixes, but for me, that was like such a tempo swing.
He basically took out everything but Groot, right? And then like your Flores, because he missed your Groot and you retailed him, and that was done.
Right.
Yeah, because the last one was he tried to hit Groot. Then I have nothing else. You replace it.
There was one. No, both Flores were protected as well too.
Okay.
I'd put.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like only Flores were he took out.
He took out both. He took out both Phoenixes. He took out the Mangog.
Yep. He took out.
Jeez.
He took out your walking, or no, not. Yeah, I feel like he took out your walking wood. But
no,
the
he had
last attack was Groot.
right,
Missed.
and he missed.
Uh-oh. And then here comes Groot. Done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then time ran out, and that one was.
I based his so both games well, not in both games, but both games this game I based with the flora, and then he rolled a 2 on the breakaway.
Oh,
because if he had broke away, he would have had a great shot to win the game. I feel like I won that game by like 30 or
yeah.
maybe
yes.
it was really super close.
Yeah.
As well, and like he could have took that game as well. So it was great. We both teams give up a lot of points, so it was fun.
Okay, and then round 5,
and then round 5 to close it out. I played Diego. So I played Diego.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just a brutal matchup for him. He played it really. It's so weird. Like he played so well in Swiss, and he almost came through with it. And then he switched his strategy up for no reason. But we'll get to that later, I guess. But yeah, he's running the Sinestro core, with Lobo
team
and the battery. And it's really it's rough.
The Sinestro, the colossal guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the 25 points. And he's got parallax on Lobo.
Yeah. So he's just hoping that his shape change and his high numbers will protect him. Well, if I roll high, he's just in a world of trouble because I can confirm any hit.
Right.
With my IDs. So in that game, I running shot and blew up both of his colossals. It was my opening move because he put the decoy on him, and I couldn't set up that quite yet. So I just took out both of I took out the Leslie and the 2 core, and so to deny him of any perplex. And he ran up and hit my Trelane, and then popped out he popped out dog, and he double tapped him. So I thought that was a great, really, really great opening gambit for him. But then he just got stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you kill Lobo at all in that game? Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a full wipe. Okay.
Yeah, it was a full wipe.
So you get in at 4-1 after losing the first round. So basically you went 7-1. You went 7-0 after your first. Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah,
it's really good.
And then top 8, you came in as the 3rd seed, right?
2
seed. Oh, sorry.
2 seed.
And you played Diego again.
Yeah, I played him again, and I expected him to do the same thing. So this time I, protected Trelane. I had him completely surrounded.
Right.
And I played on Genosha again so that I could get to the Sinestro core right away. And then I also put guys up on the ledge on Genosha. I don't know if you're familiar with the map, but so that he'd be based if he was trying to shoot down from his hypersonic. Yeah. So I basically wanted to kind of like funnel him towards Q Prime and trying to go for that. Just because he has multiple ways of getting out.
Protecting him, yeah.
Yeah. So I was hoping he would run up and miss, but he changed strategies. The one nice thing he did was he parked one of his Sinestro core behind the battery, to block line of fire this time, which was definitely an improvement. Mm-hmm. But the thing that he did that was different was he put for whatever reason, I roll a 5 and a 6, and he put and he put the decoy on his Sinestro core on the big colossal, and walks into the boxing ring thinking he was protected. And I just remember, it was like I made the roll, and he was asking all these leading questions like, so you're gonna miss, right? And it's like, no, I've got a 5 and 6 showing. Like, no matter what happens,
No matter what you roll, it's an 11.
Yeah. And so he was hemming and hawing and trying to find any way out, but it was the battery was going to be gone, and so he ran up and tried to make something of it. I think he took something. I just let him take whatever. At that point, he could take anything that wasn't die manipulation.
Right.
And so he just ran up and took. He overextended to take something, trying to get back into the game, and that was it. Like that was the last turn that he had.
Yeah.
A walking wood.
Lobo got to the stop click and rolled a 7, right?
Yeah.
So okay, that was I remember seeing that, and afterwards he told me I didn't know that he can replace both dice. I was like, yeah, because it just says replace one of them, and you can do it twice.
Yeah.
So there's that. So then top 4, can you scroll up, Jeff? It's top 4. We'll go back up because it's
Richard.
You're playing against Richard again. So
it's another rematch.
Yep. So this time it's the same. It's basically this similar game, right? Like, it looked like the same moves.
It played the same. It was pretty much the same moves. He got a good Storm instead of a Hawkeye this time.
It was Storm.
Yeah. And then I did the 300 IQ chess move of calling out a Phoenix.
Yeah, this is funny. This is hilarious.
So yes, I remember.
He tapped. He got my Trill Lane to the stop click, and so I knew I wanted. Part of my play was to call out a wanted ID. That's the only part of the play that I intended to do. I wish I could have predicted. If I next leveled that move, goodness gracious. But I didn't. I was trying to, what I was trying to do in my head was, get. I was thinking it was like Magneto, where I could just move Jarvis away from it. I'd set up a Force Blast with the Phoenix, but you can't do that. It's colossal. Yeah. And I remember he pointed it out right away. I'm like, oh. And so I just dropped it. Like I had to go on the fly, and I double tapped his Steve Rogers. Both the Phoenix did it, and so they both got a heal off that. This time around, because he carried up Leslie, which I don't know why. Because if I really wanted, if I really needed, I could have just outwitted Leslie. I guess it forces me to burn a ring or something.
Well,
but
Leslie has stealth, and he wasn't hindering, so you would have had to do something.
Right. So, anyway, the Dark Phoenixes got to heal quite a bit, like a lot. There was one that healed to the way past the hypersonic probe on that one, and so anyway, we got to the end. So he ended up charging with he had pushed for the Storm Colin, and he ended up charging to hit the Blue Phoenix, and I was like,
with Hulk,
and so it's like, okay, heal 1. It's like, I don't think he believed me or wanted it.
Yep.
And he was like, no, really, you have to heal 1, and so he got off the stop click, which was pretty much the game, I think.
Yeah, because he still would have been able to remove 2 tokens to charge again, but this time he's on an 8 attack, 1 damage, 6 move, Earthbound Neutralize. It's not going to do anything to anybody.
Right. Yeah, he couldn't take any of the important pieces. As opposed to, all he had to do was take, Trelane, and he would have easily been able to do that. Right.
But yeah, it was funny. But yeah, the fact that your Phoenixes healed so much, that was the main difference, I think, in this game. Was he took out your Phoenixes last game, that made it much closer. This one, because you healed, he had like no choice but to go after like a tougher guy to get, which is Trelane, because he's got a stop click, he's got super senses, protected outwit. It's like layer upon layer trying to get through. So, but yeah, you protected it pretty well by dropping the Phoenix in front, so you couldn't get
right.
So
yeah, he hypersonicked over and blocked the path for that one.
So,
and then I played my brother.
Oh yeah. So here, the Okay, so we got to call you guys the Trash Brothers now. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay,
The Trash Bros.
Trash Bros.
All right.
Okay. So, all right. So this one was kind of anticlimactic because it was so fast.
Yeah,
But go ahead.
I, I, I'm disappointed because it's back-to-back finals for him. Like he's had such a hot run. You know,
Yes.
he won a WizKid Open. He got
Runner-up.
second, and then he won the trial before the night before.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's been just playing, like, his quality of play has just been way up there, and he's been doing
really good.
He just made like such an unforced error. You know, we were running white batter basically to put decoy on Surtur,
Mm-hmm.
and he instead goes into a pattern play of TKing over a ring that is inconsequential. You know, yes, he gets prob, but it really doesn't matter, and he knows I have full map reach,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and so he just let Surtur just die, and that was the game. Like if I couldn't, because there's no way I could double tap with both running shot. So he would have had a Surtur left, and he could have just, retaliated into my back line, and
You couldn't have double shot at him with your Phoenixes?
No,
Why not? You have running shot, don't you?
I have running shot, but only one has the reach to get there.
Oh, okay. Because I feel like you could reach just because.
It's because I only have the reach because the one is in that diagonal square,
Mm-hmm.
in the starting area, and so he gets to make the diagonal. He gets to make the sidestep diagonal to there to get it.
Okay.
The other one comes just short.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Well, even with the sidestep and
Even
running shot 5 and
even
then
with
plus
the
1 on the range.
and even with the +1 in the range, yeah,
Sure. Okay.
it's just, I believe it's just short.
Okay.
So yeah.
So but he played it well other than that, but I just took everything. I took his battery too, which right away. So
Yeah. The retail with the Mangog, I know people were like, "How the hell did he do that?" And I was like, "Yeah, you have to explain how stupid the ruling is, but it is what it is."
yeah,
It is the thing.
Yeah. And then I totally missed when you killed Wingard, because I was like, "Where the heck?" I'm like, "We're off on points. Where's Wingard?"
I know it happened so fast.
We're like,
so
he's gone.
He had the white battery thing on him. So I called out Bucky, and Bucky perplexed the damage up to 5 after a burned ring, and that was so. He had the white
change and take 5.
No shape change, take 5,
Yeah.
and it just, and your relic is exploded.
Time to go home.
So you don't even time to go home. It was all downhill from there.
Yeah, I think you beat him in 3 turns.
I did.
Yeah, he only had 2 turns. You had 3. Wow, that was brutal.
Yeah.
But man, yeah, I mean, hats off to both of you guys with your amazing teams. Cosmic basically ported over from Modern to Bronze, just souped up with more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he's a contender, one of the top teams right now. And then Paul really utilizing Jason Sparta alongside Jason Wingard really gives that team that extra layer of protection that's needed.
Is that the oldest piece, like going back chronologically, that played an important role in the top 8? Do you think?
In the top 8, let's look. Go scroll down a little bit, Jeff.
Yeah.
Let's see if there's any. Look at the sidelines and stuff.
Split lip.
Oh, split lip.
Split lip is Split lip goes farther back.
Relics, the McCrane Crystal's pretty old, right?
McCrane Crystal's from Wolverine and the X-Men, so that's way back. I think, and then maybe a couple ID cards like.
So definitely split lip. Split lip was super important.
Split lip, yeah. The entities came out. No, actually, no, that's wrong because The War of Light came out right before Guardians of the Galaxy. Because I remember at Worlds, we were playing like Parallax at 2014, and the sealed format for that, like the BRs and stuff like that, was Guardians of the Galaxy, and that just came out that week. Because it wasn't legal for Worlds, but the entities were. So I guess you could say the power batteries and everything.
I was gonna say, well, power plant.
Power plant.
Power plant's another one. Yeah,
one. That's really old too.
Fear Itself is probably the oldest one, I believe, because the well, you know what though, the Split Lip came out around the same time that Wolverine and X-Men came out, because they didn't come out with the second half of that scenario pack until the end of the Fear Itself run.
Okay.
So it's around that time, and then Invincible Iron Man was after Wolverine and X-Men.
It looks like a good mix then of of all the properties.
Yes. And if anybody even tried Utility Belt, then that would be even older.
This is true.
So that is something to look forward to. So the one thing I was going to say was, a lot more exploration from this in the metagame now, because everybody knew what was good. So now people are kind of building around what's good. So, what we said, like, power plant has been overlooked a lot. And you could see power plants were like, what, two or three? There were 2 in the top 8, correct?
Yeah,
him and Chip, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to see a lot more, I think, power plants going forward.
Yeah, I mean, you guys both had the dice manipulation on top of that, so it's like, I mean, that's been around. Emilio has played that already. He's already finished a second place finish with that. So it's nothing new. Yeah. It's just now that with more dice manipulation, it's more potent. Because back then it was only Migsy, and if you really wanted to maximize it, you had to play Faust, our Faust, the one that rolls with 3 dice. So it's kind of like you have 3 dice, Migsy, and a couple probs. You have like something like 60 or 65% or whatever that you can roll for a disintegration beam. So, but now with just having 2 dice manipulators, it's like higher.
Yeah, it's really good.
So, okay. So do you have? And I think it's to note you didn't play in any trials leading up to this, and even any trials in the last season. Then,
so
right?
I'd wanted to do the Roseville one. Like I was super set to do that. So yeah, that was the one I could do. Thankfully now I have weekends off now, so I will be going to a lot more of these.
Trash Bros is gonna be trashing people now.
Trash Bros. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, on my post on the thing, I'm looking to travel to a lot more. That's awesome. I'm gonna be going to SoCal.
Oh, beautiful!
Quite a lot more.
You know what?
I've got people there.
Okay. Look at that. The first one we're going to hype up. We're gonna really hype up Ernie's, because that's the first one the next season comes. It's the 21st, so it's in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we'll see the fallout to see if there's going to be counters to what's going on, or just even people trying to play more of this.
So one thing I noticed right away was Richard buying out all the relics from Jeff's shop.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go. It works, man.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I think is hidden. Tony's team was 5-0. Yes. His performance was pretty incredible, and I think he just showed, I showed how nice it was to destroy relics, but Tony showed how relics just thrive. Yes. And I think Aaron's been the only other person who's really
Split Lip,
kind of like who's kind of like tapped into that. Daniel did it as well, I think, with his.
Yes, he did.
He was with the Forge. No, with the
Forge, right?
Yeah, that team was pretty cool too. But I think
you just basically load up your biggest guy with as much as you can.
Right, but I think that's been kind of ignored a little bit.
Yes. Yeah. So it's good but well, like we were always discussing it, it's still new. So the more events that go on and more the metagame is established, people will start exploring about different things and learning different things and it's just now that like split lip's kind of like in the forefront again because in the last chance trial, Zach played a split lip with like mithril vest on Unimine, which basically can stop a range attack cold. So and he played the Legion ring on Despo, which gives defend, and Despo's a 20 defense. And with split lip, you need like 3 and a 4, or like I'm like one of them. I think the Legion ring you needed 2 or more, and then the mithril you needed 4 or more with split lip on the board. So, you're gonna start looking at stuff like this. And I remember Chasen even talked about the Macron crystal. Like, how come nobody's playing that? Like it's just with split lip, you need a 3 through 6, and you just like don't die.
I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, exactly, right. There's so many things to look at. Like Wonder Woman's lasso gives you steal energy from range, so you can, if you don't want to play the Soul Gem, which is 10 points, you can play like the lasso, which is less, and that means you can equip your guy with something else, so that you don't have to take up that equipment slot.
And they can't interact with it in the normal way. Like somebody was like talking about that, like I can TK, your Reliquate. It's like nope.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, that's cool, man. I'm glad that you're back. I know you played. You came down. I remember when you came down with you came down to play in one of our events. Like you came to the Fresno one. That was the first time you played in, right?
Yes, that was the only other one I played in.
So now it's, it'll be nice to see you more active and.
Yeah, so Paul is I must thank him for that. He's really gotten me into this format. Just having somebody to bounce ideas off of and run teams against, on the weekends, it's just really, 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 it's really helpful. Because without that, I was just like, I'll take a Unimind and throw this on and just show up to the event. And
right.
Yeah. That doesn't work. Especially in this format.
Yeah, you definitely look like you're having fun.
Oh yeah. So I was actually talking to Jonathan last night about this, and we love the format. It's just mistakes in Modern. You can survive them. You can survive being out of position. There's some resiliency just baked into the format. In Bronze, nope. And I think that's why there was a little bit of salt in the air. Just a hint of salt, because the format's so explosive. You make one mistake, one guy is out of place, and that's the game.
Yeah, chess versus checkers. That's a.
So yeah, it's
really and there's a lot to track, which is that's just built in. But that's just how it is if you play other games that have older formats. You're just going to learn to get more efficient as you play. And I think a lot of people have been getting more efficient with their stuff because they're just more familiar with it. So
it might not be healthy for your cholesterol level or your heart rate to play nothing but Bronze.
Yeah.
But
you could also just play Goblin King and be done with it, right?
Oh no.
There's that.
But it's so exciting. Like the games felt more exciting.
Yeah, you can go from an OMA to your team in the same tournament. Literally one character to 9 guys plus Iceberg Lounge guys. And I think that's really cool.
It's a lot.
That's really cool.
You never know what you're going to see.
Yeah.
Not going to see like 7 cosmic teams and 4 robots.
Yeah. I think you're the only cosmic team here.
I know.
It's funny. All right. Well, I guess that's that's what
that's it.
I wanted to hear about your.
Thank you for.
Thanks for coming on, and I look forward to the article.
Can I just say one more props? Jose, I never even got to see the team play.
Barragan?
Yeah.
He finished 10th.
Yeah, Paul pointed out though, like it's like such a budget-friendly team.
Yeah.
And he went 3-2 with it, which was
nice.
I was
just missed it by points.
So big props. Like, if you just played a little more aggressive, I guess you would have got in. And that team is like cheap, so inexpensive. So
yes, absolutely.
as somebody who's tried to do inexpensive teams as challenges, he did really great. So
we could do that series of like budget friendly Bronze Age stuff, and then you could be the leader in that article, just like or post about it, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Very
all right,
cool,
man.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
Again.
Have a good night,
Right.
and
Thanks for having me on.
We'll talk to you soon. We'll see you soon. All right, see you.
All right, take it easy, Jesse. Bye.
12 for the last chance trial, right? Was it 12? Yeah. It's a good number. I mean, this double that we had, and everybody brought it. I played it.
And, we were there playing late. Like I wasn't expecting such a big turnout, but it was great.
I played my monster team, and I won the first round, and I lost the second round when Paul took a gamble and it paid off. Yeah. So he was just like, I hope, basically it's like, I hope I don't. He literally said, "Oh, I hope I don't die this turn."
Yeah. Fortune favors the bold.
If I get a wound token, your Undertaker is dead, because the Wendigos are all just gonna murder him, And then I didn't get a wound token. He didn't die, and I died because what I ended up doing was when Onslaught moved up, I called out the green arrow, the LE green arrow, the 3 bolts 12 attack, and you can remove for whatever. And I triple pen blasted his back line, so I killed his Wendigo, Carnage, and Surtur. Yeah. But on turn 1, I destroyed his with the free TK from Onslaught. I destroyed the gas canister.
Nice.
Yeah. So he was like, "Oh crap!" So he moved. He's like, "I'm just gonna go all the way across and hope I don't die." And he had it's Phoenix Force with Undertaker and Mini, and I have a back line of retaliators, and he's just hoping he doesn't die so that he can he can just wreck my back line, which he ended up doing because I didn't kill his Undertaker. He was able to call Captain Marvel. Mini's able to move and sidestep, and Marvel's able to move and then also attack. So it killed it killed both Wendigos because they don't have the stop click anymore. It killed Carnage, both Surturs, and Groot, all in one turn. So I didn't even get to retail. So it was just basically Onslaught by himself. And that was it. I was like, well, they ended up killing him after he just ran up on him.
Yeah.
But
you can do at that point.
Yeah, so it really hinged on that. But going first in this format's really big. I think it's really, really big. But Paul ended up winning that with that Undertaker mini team, which is really good. And he beat out Steve, right?
Who was playing the Sentinel team.
My Sentinel team,
plus 11.
Figure for figure, except instead of Hawkman, he played Magneto, the Retaliator Magneto, the 2x2, because he said they don't own the Hawkman ID. But he, obviously the team is solid just because of the stupid ruling of the retaliation from the Tri-Sentinel.
Yeah.
So I think they need to. That's so dumb. But on top of that, it's just a lot of moving parts. You got to attack a lot to fight them, and they all have Mystics, shape change. So eventually, you're just gonna get run over. But how did Paul get him?
I don't remember. It was
you were in the finals. You were watching it, right? Or no?
I don't remember what I was doing. I think he just got him. He started pinging him.
Did you watch it or not?
I didn't get a chance to watch it.
Okay, well then don't speculate because they're like, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Because
probably.
So because we had already left. But that was that, and then obviously we had 19 players for the main event. They came, you had a lot from down south too.
Yeah.
You could have had more if people, like Alyssa didn't show, Armando couldn't get to go, which means Austin didn't get to go. That's at least 3 more right there.
Yeah.
And I don't know who else bailed. But
yeah, people just last minute had work. So it's a thing.
It's always like that. So it's like whoever says they're going, unless they're there, you can always count on a certain percentage not showing up due to various reasons.
Yeah, it always happens. Doesn't matter
unless you're
what event it is.
But the co-main event you had. We'll just go over the co-main event real quick because I want to talk more about the event. Co-main event
we had 8. That was 300 modern, and Robert Gallagher won, playing his Jason's team with the constructs.
Yeah, and he played this at the WizKids Open, and I told him, him and Paul played similar teams. Paul made it to the finals of the WizKids Open, and Rob won this one. So, that's a legit team. I just wonder how they can. I feel like I feel like they're still really good because like the Jasons can do all kinds of things, right? They can do
the tokens,
mind control, or do the bystanders, right?
Yeah,
and
they do
still
both.
call it like
Yeah.
So it's hard to figure out what he's gonna do.
But, yeah, they have 3 different tricks that they can work with.
Yeah. In the what we didn't do is we didn't do the like the most unique team,
Oh, yeah.
We should have been doing that. So like we should have looked at like the coolest team that didn't make it but had 3 wins. So you should look up what the other guys are just to go over real quick.
Yeah.
What you think. For me, the best one is what Jesse was saying, the Jose team.
Okay. Let me look at no, that's not where I want to be.
I don't. It's not up there.
It's was it not top 16?
No, it is, but I only put top 8. There's only 19 people. I'm not gonna put the 16.
I know, but I have the build sheets posted on the Facebook page.
Oh, it's on there?
The top 16.
Okay,
yes.
Yeah, go ahead and.
That's where I was headed to. Just clicked on the wrong thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put those. I might only put the ones that had 3 wins.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Oh, all right, Jose. So Jose is playing Quake, Steve Rogers, Gardner, Sharon Carter, AIM Red Squad, Giant Girl with the Pin Pocket Tanky, and an Avengers +6 theme. He was also playing the WWE ring, along with...
Can you share that image or no?
Of course I can share that image, Patrick. Boom. Shared. Oh, what happened? It went away. There we go. Yeah. So he was also playing Ego Battery. He had 3 ID cards: the She-Hulk, the Wolverine, the Cyclops, and then Gardner had his Bearer trait active.
So this is the Avengers theme. He played this he's been playing this a couple times now. It's pretty good. He welcomes Gardner into the Avengers, and between Quake, Gardner, you can and the sniper, you can hit it clear across the map, which is really good.
Yeah, and I see that he's playing the Labyrinth map, so
right, it's really good.
Get to him.
I know he was saying, and Jesse was saying if he just played more aggressive, he could have just got in, but that's not what it is. I watched it in the finals. Or I watched in round 5. It's not that he's aggressive. It's not that he's a lack of aggressiveness. He was very aggressive. It's I think a lot of players who maybe aren't used to playing super high level like this, you play loose. We say Richard plays loose. Jose also plays loose. I told him this. I said, you need to tighten up your play just a little bit, and you could get that extra win that puts you in the top 8. Because he's been on the bubble 2 or 3 times now.
Yeah.
Where he's just out. If you just tighten up just a little bit, you could get in. Just like Richard tightens up just a little bit more, he could have beaten Jesse.
Yeah, Jose got second in our co-main event.
Yeah. See, so it's just a tightening of tightening screws a little bit, and playing it's like the if you're in poker, you're like the loose cannon where you don't know if they have 2-7 offsuit or they have pocket aces. So it's like you play high risk, high reward. That's kind of how I see that he plays. Sometimes it works, right? Sometimes you'll get those wins, but then when it counts and it doesn't work out, you'll go back and point to those little misplays, those little missed micro decisions that cost you. I'll give you an example in the game that he actually won in the round 5. It's on stream too. Gardner was doing 3 damage to, I believe, it was doing 3 damage to somebody. He needed to do 4 to kill him, right? There's Quake, which is 2 squares above him, past him, or two squares up, who has Empower. Does the free attack for 3. Then attacks with somebody else to kill that person. Then do you know what the next move was? Sidestep Gardner next to Quake. So if you just sidestep with Gardner first and then attack with your free attack with Gardner, the Empower from Quake gives you 4 damage, correct?
Yep.
Kills that one piece.
Need one person to kill him.
Now you can use now you can use Quake to attack something else that keeps your tempo alive. Keeps your tempo going, but if you have to waste 2 attacks when you could have done it in 1, you lose tempo, and that can cost you the game. So like a little
actions.
Micro decision like that can't, it didn't cost me because he won, but like it's like plays like that can cost you. Like you might not notice it, but if someone's watching and they see that. Because I don't think he noticed it, but I think I pointed it out after. I was like, it's set back, and if the opponent is able to capitalize on that misstep, then you lose. So, I mean, look, he's still pretty new to the competitive scene. So I mean, the fact that he's doing this well, that's a testament to like their dedication and their play. Because he finished 2nd at the co-main, finished 10th at this. Then he finished 16th at the first one we went to, like the first 1K that we had. Yeah. And I think he finished another top 16 at the next one. So he's like, they're right there, right? They're right there. And
he's putting in the work. And
he's putting in the work. So just a little bit there, but that him and his brother could definitely be up there, So.
No, very good.
So we had the crew from up north. Northern
the Eagles and a Sasquatch.
Stop hearing this. The Eagles and a Sasquatch showed up. So Brian, Corey, Zach, and Chip all came down. Thanks guys for supporting the event. Really appreciate that. And Chip finished top 8. Yeah. Zach finished 9th.
Yeah. So, he was like,
I would tell him, why don't you get 43 more points? 43 more points, you would have got in. But so we hung out with them. We watched the after the main event day 1. We went to go watch the UFC fight on at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
Everyone was there. Like, I think we had like 10 people there, something like that.
Yeah, Steve, Tony, Landers, Robert,
Sean.
Sean, the Eagles. Yeah, everyone showed up.
And Shane, and then
Shane,
their guys. So it was cool. I didn't know that Corey was a fight fan. So shout out to Corey.
Oh, it was perfect.
It was nice.
Yeah,
it was nice. It was nice talking to him. Oh, it was nice talking to somebody who knows what he's talking about. I know, dude. Look, you didn't miss anything in the main event, dude. The main event was boring as fuck. But we once again scored them correctly, because at the end, when it came to the co-main event, it was I was like, when I knew, it was like, oh, it's a split. I was like, well, because I was like 48-47 Zhang, Weili Zhang, the champ, and it could have gone either way, but I scored at 48-47 just because that freaking hematoma on her head. Jesus, you remember, you saw that, right?
Yeah,
looked like
she looked like Mastermind.
Yeah, or the leader or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So she ended up winning, and then the main event, I thought it was 48-47. I didn't think it was gonna be close, in the sense that it was gonna be a split. I thought it was gonna be unanimous, and then sure enough, it was unanimous. They even gave Adesanya 4 rounds to 1 in one of them. So I thought it was 3-2 no matter what. Regardless of, like, I always try to look at it from an objective point of view of how the judges score it, regardless of who you want to win. I just saw it was going to be 48-47 just because he kicked the shit out of his legs, and you could see it. You could see the welts all over him. But we it was a fun night. And then we went to go play darts. We went to a pool hall to play darts. So that was fun too. I haven't played that. I haven't played darts in like years upon years upon years.
I play every once in a while, not as much as I'd like to, but it's a
So,
fun little hobby.
but the came back at the end and bam,
I
get the
know, right?
bullseye
I
at the
was
end. That
like,
was like last second bullseye. And then the other one, like the other game,
yeah,
the other game where he had to hit like 20, 19, 18, 17,
yeah,
15 and
cricket,
bullseye.
so much
Well,
harder.
I did all of them. I hit all of them and the bullseye like 3 times, everything.
I know.
And I
That's
finished
what you're
third.
supposed to do. I don't know. I don't understand how they score that one.
What's that?
Did someone else do it before you?
No, I was I was the only one that did it, but I ended up third.
That's
Um,
weird. I don't know.
and then that's when Tony was saying it's because it takes the overall average of like even if you don't get them, but if you hit like I don't know, let's say you hit 20 like 5 times,
Hmm.
and then they rack up points like that, and they take that into
Oh,
account to the fact that you did all of them too.
yeah.
So even
Give you
though
the count.
even though like it I got them all because I didn't hit all the other ones the way like they did, even though
Yeah.
they didn't get to the bullseye like I did. I I still got third, so third out of four. So
Uh,
I don't know the scoring. I just know that I train with bullseye. So
there you go. Hit the target. That's what you're supposed to do, right?
yeah, it
It's
does
supposed
sound
to be
like
simple.
just hit them, fine.
No, that's cool. That was fun going hanging out with you guys. Yeah, I usually don't get to go do that stuff, but it was nice. I got to go out,
You know,
and then we had our top 8 on Sunday morning.
yeah. I thought I remember the prediction that I had was it was going to be Tony and Richard in the finals.
Hmm.
So close, so close. It was ended up being the Cotes in the finals because
Yeah,
but Richard and Tony were in the top four. Um, let's talk about Tony's team real quick because
yeah,
this is like a really new type of team because it's kind of like how Dan was playing Unimind,
yeah,
where you load up your big guy, your tent pole with a possessor, a, uh, a construct, and or a resource and relics. Because Dan was doing this, long before anybody.
He was using Star Fox, right? With
Well,
Mjolnir.
he did it with Star Fox, but then he did it with Unimind after.
Okay.
That's what he did at the 2K. Remember, it was yellow
Yeah.
Sinestro, and then he loaded him up with a bunch of stuff. But Tony, if you look, he's got Proselyte on him to give +1 stats because he's got Indigo Battery. Um, Diplomatic Immunity, which gives him like basically a plus. He gives him like a 1 turn of like immunity,
Yeah,
basically.
I'm not dying.
I think you give somebody else a token and like you can't use it anymore.
Yeah, I was
And you don't
looking
take
at
damage.
this for the Emerald Empress team because when she
Mm.
goes out and extends, it's like a way of not dying. I don't know, but yeah,
Yeah, it's just hard because like she doesn't share it with Split Lip, does she? She doesn't share a keyword for
I
theme
don't
team
think so.
because you
No.
need to be a theme team to give a diplomatic immunity.
Yeah, I was
And if
wondering.
you
There's
and
she just has a
the
few keywords.
yeah the Empress team will not work without Split Lip. 100% cannot work without Split Lip. I mean, I'm wrong. I'm not right on that one because you could change it up.
Let's say there's other
Yeah,
versions
it's just that
that don't require relics.
Split Lip makes it a little bit better. But yeah, I mean that is one way to look at Empress. So, but he played a as Guardian theme, which is
Yeah.
cool.
So
But
split lip,
that's the
Surtur,
new
frost giant,
it's the new Thor from the new set.
new chase. Yeah,
Yeah, and he has Sloth, Macron Crystal, Anger's Hammer. Yeah, so for those who don't know what Macron Crystal does, it's when you die. Can you bring up the Macron Crystal
yeah.
and then Sloth? Um, but if you actually see, like, if you're able to roll to pick up with Split Lip, this is why there should be more Split Lips. Zach was tooling with it too on Friday night.
Legacy Realms may not be working right now.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's not there, then
Try
I'll
it.
just yeah. I don't know. Okay, maybe it's not. Anyway,
Mm.
what Macron Crystal is, it's a relic, and I believe the pickup is 4 through 6. So it becomes a 3 through 6 with split lip because he gets +1. And then the thing with split lip is he makes the relic rolls a power action instead of it makes it a free action instead of power action.
You can do both, right?
What? No,
So
you
you can
cannot
do
do both.
both. You can do
So
it.
no, you cannot do both.
Okay.
So anytime something says can, it means it's replacing it.
Okay.
Like it's not that it replaces like it. That's what it is. Because for example, you know what Gardner says? Gardner says when you hit them, it says they can use Battle Fury, right?
Yeah.
Well, is that an
Yes.
option? Is it an option for them to use it or no?
Because you
What?
can use it, right?
Yeah.
Say
So
you
it's
can use it.
yeah. So
Not may. May
Yeah.
says you have a choice.
yes, can means you don't have a choice. It just says I don't know whether they use the word can. They should say have
Yeah.
or
Just
has. So it should say
yeah.
like when Gardner hits, it should say has Battle Fury. So then there's no choice. So Macron Crystal is when it dies, you go to your. I believe it's you heal 2 clicks instead. So it doesn't die and you heal 2 clicks. So then with Thor having a stop click, it goes past the stop click. You have to get him past. You have to get him to the stop click again. And then
Oh
what
yeah. So
and the Sloth Relic, that does is it gives you +1 defense, and if you don't do anything, if you haven't given any actions in that turn, you heal 1. So if he's on the stop click and he just clears, he heals 1. So now
really
you're
good.
past up the stop click again. And then Anger's Hammer has regen and steal energy, so you're healing even more. On top of that, the Indigo Battery has the healing. When he takes 3 damage, you move a guy over and you heal.
Yeah.
So it's all about keeping Thor alive. So this is a very interesting, way to, obviously, Tony's one of the top team builders in this format, and he went 5-0 in Swiss. So I think I told him, I said, I think he has surpassed Rob, at least at this point, as the premier deck team builder in this format.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only do you have to build something that's new, unique, whatever, but you also have to win, right? Like there are people that build teams, but they don't win. So we're not, it's not gonna like affect. So like when Rob was building his constructs, it was like affecting everything. Tony has been doing it now with the WWE when he won with the mystical one, and then now with the Thor.
Yeah.
So,
it was I needed to win.
We look forward to seeing what else he comes up with. But the Quinjet is kind of back, right? Because now with Immortal Hulk and Steve Rogers, you can actually add things to the Quinjet to the Avengers team that can, otherwise not be an Avenger. So in the future, who knows? Like, it might not even be Immortal Hulk. It might be another 50-point guy. Like, who knows? You could put like Vulture on this team or something. I don't know. But like
Vulture, 2 birds,
or just all kinds of different. You could put like Martian Manhunter. I don't know.
Or support power or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So Quinjet's still good. It's just obviously in this. I was telling Richard, I was like, I'm just worried about you playing the Quinjet at the low point. You could just dive in 1 turn. Because I was like, you're only 9 clicks, and in Bronze Age, the damage can get up to like 5 and 6 damage really quick in 1 shot. So that means you're like
a lot of perplex.
Yeah, you're like halfway dead, and then there could be another attack that just kills them. And sure enough, Jesse did it. And then obviously go to Danny's team, the Goblin King. So it's slight upgrade. He plays a WWE ring.
The addition was so he could pick the WWE powers.
He didn't. That's a good one. He didn't play like symbiote or anything because you're like missing 4 points. That's interesting, right?
I thought he had something else on. Maybe that's it.
Yeah,
We didn't want to play the symbiote because it was just giving up points. Because it's going to get shot, right?
I believe it's indestructible. Is it not indestructible? Oh, but it could do the TK thing.
I don't think the little one, the 4-point one isn't.
Yeah.
The Venom symbiote, I don't believe is indestructible. The actual symbiote, the 6-point one is, because it's a mobile indestructible.
But so you're giving up 4 points, correct?
If it gets killed.
Okay, so is he expecting to go on a 0-0 tie then? Or can he get 10 points?
You hope you can get 10 points. I didn't want him giving up any points.
Well, he died.
I know, he died.
That's what I'm saying is like I understand that part, but like you need to have layer upon layer of defense. Right? So if you get ESD deflection, whatever, you just have as much as you can, just like how Tony does it, right?
Yeah.
His layer upon layer of defense. And if you ever have one guy, you better make sure he doesn't die, regardless of whether or not you don't want to give points. He cannot die. And if it means you get locked down because there's a walking wood next to you, and you got screwed because you don't have plasticity or shape change, that's bad, right? And in this format, like Goblin King should be able to get 5 points. Because someone's gonna call in Green Arrow at one point, right?
Yeah.
If they don't kill him, they lose 5 points, and then you give up 4 points. You still win. So that's like the lowest low. That's the lowest of the low. Even of the floor, that's the floor, right? But normally you're gonna kill like a Retaliator at some point. You're probably gonna get a Groot. You're probably gonna get a Flora, not a Flora, but like I don't know, Man God, just somebody like Carnage, whatever, Wendigo, and then now they can't get you. So
right, well, we will
I mean, you like look at the if you look at this format, like look at all the teams.
Yeah.
Is there anything in the top 8 that he can score more than 4 points on?
No.
Sinestro's dead. Here the drone or that Skyscraper Wonder Woman. Yeah. And then it goes all the way up. You can get Split Lip. So if you go like here, you get Groot. Going forward, if because I think Goblin King's still good now with the WWE ring. So if you give them either Asgardian Shield or the Symbiote, I think it's even hard. I think Symbiote because of shape change. My God, he's gonna have shape change curve and like super sensor, whatever crap you want to put on him. That's really hard. Right, if you want, you can even play like the Asgardian thing and then put you can put
the shield from the starter.
Yeah, Asgardian shield if you want. But I would go with the Venom symbiote just because you get shape change. Because right here, he has wall.
That's a good
point. He has
point.
Protection with the wall, and he is going to have protection with the shape change. Oh God, I would hate because I really good point. Really don't like shape change. That's why look what did Jesse say? MVP was Bucky Barnes.
Bucky Barnes,
right? So okay, I guess we go down to Diego, and basically it's another tent pole.
Yeah.
I like Lobo, man. It's just the outwitting part kind of sucks.
Yeah, this is Diego's played Lobo a few times. Very similar kind of tentpole style teams with him. It's just hard to hit with the.
It's another Sinestro battery.
And he's getting the +1 to stats from the Parallax with the Sinestro battery. So again, harder to hit.
That's good. I mean, he went also. I think he went 3-2 because he was 6th, but. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you can see 3 tent poles on this already, and then on 7th you have the ubiquitous construct team.
Yeah, the pink constructs with the Starset fire battery.
It's Magneto Sinister. So instead of Sabretooth, he traded Sabretooth for Drone and Skyscraper Wonder Woman.
And it gets the theme up a little bit. The Ultron drone.
Yeah. You get +1 extra.
Super effective. And Skyscraper Wonder Woman's not bad. I think she repositions people, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and also I think she gives them immobile.
That could be a thing too.
And also she breaks blocking when she moves.
And she has 7 range.
Yeah. And then Chip's team. It's a different take on a dice manipulation. It's Captain Marvel, Miggsy Trelane with the power plant, so it's similar to Jesse's. It's just Jesse really went all in with it in the sense that he's theme, so he's going to make sure he's going to go first and get the power plant off, disintegrate. But here, Exospecs and Captain Marvel Captain Marvel has Pulse Wave, right? But he has Phaser. Well, if you give him Running Shot, woo-wee.
That is the thing.
And he's really smart on his part by playing the Stark Tower and playing not theme. Because everyone, if you look, I think there's only one other team that's not theme on this, correct? And that's the Goblin King.
I was going to say, yeah, Goblin King.
Everyone else is theme, right?
Yeah, I think the minimum's a 3 with the Sinestro.
So he's probably going to lose map roll to anybody of these guys, which means he's going to get that Crimson Sage.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful. So then he has 2 probs with the dice manipulation. Ooh, that's good. The one thing about Captain Marvel, it's really cool, is like when he dies, he can like come back, right? And everybody else comes back, which means he can, like, wherever he positions, he can call in Storm or Green Arrow to like really do some damage.
Yeah, and he's not dying the first time, so you're not giving up that 100 points.
Exactly, which means he still has exo specs, and he still has whatever it is, and then he can like sidestep away if he needs to poof them. But he was I know that he was basically one attack off from going 5-0. Nice. Because he, against Paul, I guess it'll go up to Paul's team, right? He got second. Here Paul had their game, I believe, was like 81-50 or something like that, right?
Yeah, it was close. Well, there's a lot of close games.
No, I'm sorry. It was like 90. No, it was like 91-50 or whatever, or 40. But he had the thing where he came back and he gets to put him where, so he puts him on the side closest to Paul, and he calls in Storm. He's trying to go for a single target pulse. He can't, because if he burns a ring, he's gonna hit his guys. So he opts to just shoot Surtur to get points. But right before that, he had asked, how many clicks is Jason of Sparta? And Paul smartly says 6. He obviously, Paul knows, because he prefaces it with, I honestly don't know, which is not true, because he knows he played Jason of Sparta a lot. He knows his dial, but he was being using gamesmanship. I don't know, 6. So Storm only does 5 max with the burning the ring. So Chip's like, well, I'm not going to attack Jason of Sparta because it's 6 clicks. So I'm not going to attack. So he attacks Surtur for points. He was going to lose regardless. So if he just attacked Jason of Sparta, even if you don't kill him, you still lose. Yeah, you don't get those 25 points. But if you kill Jason of Sparta, you get 60 points, you win the game. So, afterwards he was like, yeah, it's 5 clicks. Like, shit, I should have just went after it. But basically, was it worth? So the question is the 25 points getting 25 points guaranteed better than getting a win? Dice manipulation for sure. Probably more power plants, because you see how powerful it is. And I actually think like Shredders might be good in this format. Because if you can protect them, like, think about it like this. Like, if you're playing against like those ruler teams, or like like the top 2 teams, how many of them ignore hindering terrain for like when they make their attacks?
Dude, I don't think Dark Phoenix has improved targeting, right?
She doesn't. So like so if you're in stealth,
yeah,
it's gonna be hard to shoot, right? Because
Peace Machine's a thing.
Peace Machine. Oh my god, that's not. Yeah, see, so Peace Machine completely stops Dark Phoenix. Please stop Dark Phoenix. And then you have to get through the stealth. If you're not able to kill, what's his name in the back, then those shredders just come up and kill everything.
Yeah.
So it'll be. I think it'll be interesting. It doesn't even have to be those 2 shredders. It could just be like a shredder and something else. Maybe even like Captain Marvel, right?
Yeah.
Like a Captain Marvel that can attack something and then ping something on top of like. So like. So like Undertaker and Mini, right? That's a thing.
Mm-hmm. It's a very big thing.
So I don't know. Because right now I was thinking about his team and more. Jesse's team. It is really, really strong, man. They don't have. It's like the weakness it has is that they're like all shallow dials,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all pretty quick to kill. Like as you saw when what's his name, Richard was able to pulse wave everything. Or getting to them before you're dead, because he also has the Ultron drone.
Yeah.
Oh my god, like you're so worried about all the other things. There's like, oh, okay, so I'm just gonna call in Green Arrow. Like, wait, what? Oh crap!
Like, it's still here.
Like it's so yeah. It's like, well, crap.
Well, his highest point figure, like actual cost, is 50, right?
Yeah, 50,
so you need that Ultron drone.
And like because there's so many ways that he can attack you. It's hard to And then always the threat of getting rid of your resource or relic is just, ugh.
Scary.
I always think because like I saw him when he called in Green Arrow and he hit the jet. The jet has no more defense. Then the Dark Phoenix just killed it, and then it healed 2 clicks. Yeah, it was bad. I was
Yeah,
like, wow.
Baby Jet is it lets you have that 2-man army, but
Yeah,
it goes down.
yeah, for sure. In this thing, I know. Also, the way that Jesse plays it, he could kill Immortal Hulk in 1 turn as well. Because you shoot with Green Arrow for 5, that pops him once, and he has no more defense for the rest of the turn, and then Dark Phoenix can just kill him.
Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, because you just hit for 5/5, boom, boom, dead.
Done.
All right, that's it. Let's go home.
Yeah, easy 100 points. Let's go.
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah, this team has so much offensive ability. But
It's
like
weird,
you
right?
said, with stealth. But doesn't one of the rings grant you improved targeting?
No, it gives you. So the thing is, you have to put the Matter Ranger, which can turn any terrain into clear, water, blocking, or hindering.
Yeah.
So it's free, but you can't have any action tokens. That's only. But whatever, you could probably do it with Dark Phoenix. But that would be the only thing that could stop them is that. But other than that, I mean, if you're not ready for it, the Shredders can just come in there and kill them. So, but I also feel like you'll see more experimentation with the relics.
Yes.
Just kind of paved the way. Zach started it too. So.
Yeah, I was going to say big thanks to the guys for kind of highlighting those and showing everyone what they can do.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think people have been either not knowing about them or just nervous to try something different. So
yeah, usually there's got to be a trailblazer, right?
Yeah,
he's like
someone's got to pave the way, right?
Yeah, otherwise no one's gonna. Yeah, it's got to be like the person that's brave enough to try it, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but all right, let's talk about the last Hall of Fame inductee, right?
Mr. Ed, right?
Edward Shelton, aka Dark Logos, leader of Phoenix Nest, founder of Phoenix Nest. He does Starting Over podcast.
Okay.
It's on the Rock, it's on the Rock Facebook page.
Okay, is it on the website too?
No, I think it is. Yeah, I guess you could try.
Trying to load the website. There it is.
So he is, he was the host of The Quarry. I've known him since 2013, I want to say. Yeah, there it is right there. There's the man, the myth, the legend. So he's very, like, his contributions to the community are, on par with, some of the very best, the most. So he's been in the game. Yeah, he's been playing since 05. But I met him when we were 2013 is actually no. I mean, I knew of him in 2013 because he was he was already starting to do the quarry, but he had his podcast and he was posting a lot, just like Heroclix content basically. But um, he he uh, he did the quarry, right? The quarry was the Rock podcast. It was him, Daniel Joins, and then there was a few other people, but they would interview like the winners of like the super qualifiers, the regionals and whatnot. And I got on there when I won my super qualifier, and then I filled in a couple times for Daniel, and
Okay, nice.
it's basically like your ESPN Sports Center type of thing for rock news, and he was like that guy. And he won. I think he won. I feel like he won. I think he's won a couple Whiskers Open regional or super qualifier or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he formed Phoenix Nest, which is like, you see in the picture, Matty G, he's on there. PJ's on there. Tony and Steve.
Like Phoenix is the biggest play group.
Basically, he recruited everybody good to be on the team, and they're like I think it's like a legit like organization and team, like where they actually there's like a curriculum.
Yeah,
from what I know.
Okay. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, and
It's really cool.
Yeah, and he really put a lot of time in it. So based on that, yeah, for sure, right? Because he's also helped the community a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's helped people get better, and
Seriously about
Summers
it.
is on the team, and he, I will say, if you scroll down a little bit, and this is why I'm going to take a little bit, I'm telling him to take a little bit of credit. I was like teasing him. Scroll down a little bit, read the part, the second to last paragraph.
While many look, that one?
No, sorry.
After Patrick Yapoko won Worlds in 2014, Ed realized that players at the top tables were obtaining advantages by their play by having groups of players they would surround themselves with to exchange pieces and practice strategies on a closed forum. He realized that failing to adapt would only result in falling behind in the field and in turns falling down the standings at major events. He formed a group with some friends at the time to exchange ideas, shared resources, travel together to events such as Worlds and Nationals. After a while, Phoenix Nest was born. The team has evolved over the years, but the mission still stands. It is all thanks to Ed. He has developed a squad of world-class players that work well together, grow with each other, and continue to improve and conquer events around the world. If you look around now, teams are mainstay in high-level competitive.
Yeah. So I like to say, we were part of the reason why he wanted to form Phoenix Nest. Because he did say, he was like, man, I remember him saying in one of the things, like in one of his, because I used to listen to the Quarry when I was around, that he would say like, this is when we like won everything, like we even won Mexico Nationals, we won Rock Cup, Team Worlds, Single Worlds, and like all the super qualifiers, everything where we went. And he was like, I remember he was saying something like the next stage in this like evolution of the competitive Heroclix is forming teams. And he formed Phoenix Nest. So that's really cool that he, and like the team, like, shit. Their team is like a who's who of clicks, right?
Yeah.
Like,
so Manny
sometimes
G,
I don't
PJ.
sometimes I don't even know who's on there. There's so many. But
Stephen Tony.
A lot more. Lucas.
Yeah.
One of our writers, Tom Schenneberger, he's on there.
Nice. Yeah, not me. Not you.
Yeah, no, not me, not you. Okay. Let's so I started, like, we should have been doing this a long time ago. I don't know why we didn't do this. But just go to the Facebook questions.
Oh yeah. Alrighty, here we are. Facebook questions. Oh, I think I stopped sharing. There.
Yeah, you don't need to share. We just talk about
it.
Just read.
That works. I will stop sharing then. Alrighty, so we have our Facebook questions. Let's see. So Zach Strong said, "What was your favorite team this weekend?" I think you answered that with Jose's team, right?
Yeah. What about you?
Dude, I really liked Tony's with the Thor, the relics.
Yeah,
It was just bringing in a lot of game elements we haven't seen before to the format.
Yeah.
Or at least we've seen some similar stuff, but not. Have we
Not
seen
like
the
that.
McCrane Crystal or Sloth being
No,
played?
we have never
Yeah.
seen Macron Crystal, and we've never seen Sloth played as a relic. It's played on a resource, but not as a relic.
Yeah. Why not, right? So just Paul said, "Do you think
No,
Captain Marvel
no.
is the top?"
There's another. You missed. You need to continue reading.
Oh, I was just picking and choosing some of it.
No, we go
What
all of
is
them. What's the point?
uh, what is the piece that you've continually tried to build around that you just can't make work? You're the team builder here.
Well, Jesse said Victorian. That's a good one.
Yeah.
For me, it's the Phantom Girl.
Okay.
That's the one that does the free
handcuff?
action. She does a free. So whenever she moves, I think it's whenever she's given a move action at the end, she could do close as at no cost. So that's where, and then she also has an effect where she can like turn off relics and resources from people that are if she moves through them. And the trick there, like we always try to do, is do the handcuff, where she like moves and they handcuffs them, and then you can somehow move her again, and then you handcuff again. And then all the while turning off the resources or relics. So that's something that, because I've won a super qualifier with that before, and I'm trying to replicate that again. It's just don't know how to go about doing that, because there's a lot of power going on, a lot of power in the format. And then the other one was Emerald Empress, which you already know. Been trying to, I don't know, I think it's close. Maybe it needs a couple more things, but like you said that you put the diplomatic immunity on her, right?
Yeah, she was on like a theme. She has a
What was
ruler,
the
right?
theme? Yeah, was it
What
that?
were her two? Sure, I had two themes for her.
I think she's a mystical. She's a mystical.
I think it was either mystical or ruler. That's what I was working with.
Okay. Mystical is a good one too, because
There's a lot of support.
There's just a crap load of them.
So
yeah, those are the two. What about you?
With
that.
What was I trying to do? Oh, I was it trying to do something with the Carnage team. It's kind of fell apart. The one that we're working with, the 200-point one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Trying to update that one. It was hard.
Yeah.
All right. So Paul says, "Do you think Captain Marvel is a top call-in? Where do you think it ranks?" So I sold out of Miss Marvel IDs this week, and yeah. So I think she's definitely going to be relevant in the format at her 95-point call-in.
I think it's up there because of the extra ping, but I think the inspiration of Captain Marvel, I believe, is invincible. Am I missing something? Is that right? I think it is. That's actually really big. Yeah. Because if it is, then that gives you extra protection, your guys, because they have invincible. And the only thing for me would be you have to play 100-point piece. I mean, I guess Ultron Drone works, right?
Yeah.
But like before the standard was, can you call in Green Arrow and Storm? Now it's Captain Marvel. So that means you have to go higher.
So the actual Captain Marvel ID is Power Cosmic.
Oh, it's Power Cosmic. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty good too.
I'm gonna see what Miss Marvel is. Hers modified defense plus.
Yeah. So they're both good because the Power Cosmic means they can't be outwitted.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. And then what about the biggest surprise of the weekend? That's the next question.
The biggest surprise of this weekend, Steve not making top 8.
No, biggest surprise. No, what piece was?
Look
at his question. What piece was the biggest surprise?
What piece? Well, you're reading me the question. What piece was the biggest surprise? I think the McCrane Crystal.
Yeah, I would go with that. Also, for me, would be
Also, The Rock on Shane's team.
yeah.
Was not expecting to see The Rock.
I would say it would be split lip for me, just because nobody has even like thought about that.
Mhm.
And then this weekend,
Yeah.
like a couple like, whoa, okay. So I think now that that's out, like the cat's out of the bag, we'll see more of it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So David said, "What's the most creative team you saw on the field?" Kind of answered that already. How is the cap set changing the Bronze Age format? We saw Immortal Hulk, saw Captain Marvels.
Yeah.
Trying to think
Captain
what else
Marvel
do
is
we see?
Colin,
Oh,
right?
Thor. Yeah,
Thor, yeah.
Thor.
Steve Rogers. Did you say
Yeah,
Steve
we
Rogers?
saw Steve Rogers show it. Yeah, on two
What
teams,
else?
right? On
Oh, Quake.
oh yes, yeah,
That's what I thought you'd see more Quake, just because her ability is like so good.
yeah. Give her the sniper rifle and to shoot from
Oh my God.
10 squares away. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what
Do
else
you
the David
think
is.
do you think anything else from that will come out? Oh, I did see Dario. Did you see Dario?
I think I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, Corey was playing Dario. It's Dario turns off team abilities within
Yeah.
5. So it's really good against WWE, right?
Yeah. Especially when they move up on you, shoot their ass.
Yeah. Is there anything else from the set that you think you could see in this? Well, I mean, I guess Peggy Carter is kind of already in there because anytime a Captain America dies, she can come back.
Yeah. There's so many Captain Americas to play
Yes.
in this
Yes.
format that are good. So you'll be seeing her, and the Steve Rogers again
Mm-hmm.
is good. So yeah,
Um.
she fits on any team that has that. Also, was it a surprise not seeing Steve in top position? Yes.
Um. Yeah, I mean, he played a team that he's not really that familiar with. You know.
Yeah.
So in that sense, no, because the field is unforgiving, right? If he was playing a bunch of scrubs playing this team, then I would be surprised.
Yeah.
But
But there
these are
wasn't
these
any
are top
scrubs.
guys, So if you're there unprepared because you haven't practiced it all and you make little mistakes here, it's gonna add up. It's gonna add up, and you might not make it in. So, um, in that sense, no. He did. The question was top position. Absolutely not, because that would be an insult to the guys who are also good in the format. Like they're also really
Yeah.
good players. That would be like. So by that question itself, it was not to see Steve in top position. Tony's like, hello, I'm here too, right? Tony was
Yeah.
in top position, so maybe top cut, maybe, but not top position. So
Oh, I was thinking cut.
yeah.
But yeah.
Well, top. Oh, also that
Uh,
I say that I would say the same thing for me. Top cut, top position, top cut. My answer would be no.
okay.
And then obviously he has to put a soliloquy diatribe to justify
Yeah. It's a thing.
justify why. Okay.
And
Anyway,
then white and gold or black and blue.
black and blue,
Okay.
but I prefer purple
I
and
was gonna
gold.
say white and gold. Oh, there you go.
Purple and gold,
It's
baby.
cute. Let's see. Ernie wants to know: do you think dice manipulation takes the fun out of the game? If I am guilty of using it, I'm guilty of using it, but seeing a lot of build sheets full of them. And now that we're getting another clicks in the jail, you can do it. Will we get to a point where rolls don't matter? The more I use Q Prime, the less fun I have.
This
Um,
is a very good question. Go ahead.
I know everyone's super hyped on this new guy. I don't think he's good, but he's not proven
Agree.
like the
I agree
Q's
with that.
skills.
I agree with that
Like
assessment.
he's not. I don't think he's one of those other guys. But
You're kind of breaking up. Uh-oh.
like you know.
Uh-oh.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can. Okay.
Yeah, the die manipulation. Right, is that placed after the probs and after places their dice, being you're the active player. If you have 5s and 6s showing, makes it a little daunting to sit down against, but it's the name of the game, and you're not.
Um,
So
so I have there's many layers to this for me. Okay, from a gameplay, someone who also dabbled in like game design. This is the way they roll it with their dice, the way the dice thing. It's really really stupid. They need to change the way that it's ruled because the fact that you do it after all dice rolls have been determined. That remember, I'll go back to this again. This was the main reason why Scarlet Witch was on the watch list, was because her thing was after all the dice have been determined. So it's basically dice manipulation, hers, and then after dice manipulation, after all the probs have been determined, that Scarlet Witch can give you up to 3 -1 attack tokens. And you could do that indefinitely. Like you could do it as many. You could give them like 20 tokens over how many turns, but it's 3 at a time. So you're never hitting an attack ever. And that's why when she went on the watch list, they're like, okay, we're going to only limit it to 3 per person. So you can basically dice manipulation only up to -3 to a guy. Once they have 3, you can no longer do it. Because they ruled it where it's like her, it makes it really broken when you have multiples of them. So if they made it how everyone was playing it before, where they replace the die, then you can prob it, then it's not even an issue. It's not even close to being an issue. Because now you know whether or not they want it. Now you don't have to waste stupid probs because they have a 1 showing. It becomes way overcosted.
Token its own team for.
Yeah, it's so dumb. I mean, look, that's why I played 3 of them at the WKO, and my team was subpar compared to everyone else's. But because the dice manipulation was so strong, you can really. It's so stupid. Man, just from design and like Heroclix aspect, you need to roll dice in this game, correct?
That's the name.
Well, yeah. The dice manipulation just basically negates that whole aspect on top of like the shredders and shit, right?
Yeah.
So if all this becomes really good, you're gonna have to play Captain Marvels and shredders and Tri-Sentinels exclusively. Yeah. And that's dumb because now you're not Heroclix. It's so dumb. So yeah, that's a good question, Ernie. I also don't think, like you were saying, to your point, I don't think the question is as good as everybody thinks. Number one, it's a power action to do it, which is what Trolane does, which is fine, but Trolane affects the entire map.
Yeah.
Question only affects 6 squares, and I'm not even sure if it's line of fire.
I think it's line of fire.
If it's line of fire,
I believe
then he
sucks. I think it's line of fire. I could be wrong, but I thought it was line of fire.
Yeah. If it's 6 squares line of fire, then he is not. Like, I don't even think he is. He's not better than a prob.
Like, it's question, right? He's not like all seen.
Exactly. But the fact that he's 40 points and he's not unique, fine. But it's so easy to just shoot from 7 squares and not even worry about him.
Yeah. Astronomer, hello.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think it's that bad. Of course, it's annoying. What's more annoying is Trolane, because he could be in the back corner behind a wall and he can affect you in the starting area. That's stupid.
Yeah, you just start chipping into the wall and he can hide there all day.
Yeah, so there's that. All right, and then
let's see. Emilio says, "What's your guys' favorite Clicks meme?"
I
do not have
good. Anything anything from the MCU meme universe, Clicks meme universe. Those guys, anything that they make.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Good.
Spoiler alert. It's Emilio. He's the one that runs
that. I did not know that, but now I do.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. More serious question. When you get to design maps or Bronze Age format, like Light Arena, Ice Planet, etc., what's your thought process like? Do you think what is meta, game balance first? What kind of map does the format need? Or is the theme first, then map, and then map fits the theme?
Okay. So, let's go with okay, first it's, do you think about what the meta is? Not is it meta? They're different. So what's the thought process? I usually go with all the different pop culture movies, whatever in my head. I'll have them all, and then obviously take suggestions too. And then I look at what type of map we need. And there's like the type of maps that we are used to seeing, right? There's like the open outdoor map, right? There's a water map. There's a outdoor map that has maybe indoor elements or multiple elevation outdoor. Then there's the indoor map that has blocking, and then an indoor map that has elevation and blocking or whatever, right? Like those are. Am I missing any? Am I missing anything else?
Open air.
Hold on,
That's not.
dude. You're like freezing.
Uh,
Oh, did you hear it? You heard all that, right? Oh man, you're like, it's like dying.
Perfect.
Uh-oh. I don't know. Okay, wait. Just gotta wait for it to buffer or something? I don't know. I have to edit some of this out. Yeah, you're like very choppy and I can barely hear you.
Oh, everything's fine on mine.
Okay, let me see. I don't know if I have to. Okay, there. That's better now. I don't know what happened,
All right.
but you're chopping. Oh yeah. Okay. Am I missing any type of other map that we see? That's
Ocean.
which one? Damn it.
Open air.
Um.
Once in a while, they put out
Yeah.
one of those maps.
Yeah,
That's the only other terrain.
Yeah, but I don't think that's I'm thinking types of maps that you're bound to see all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Like
you pretty much
you gotta
covered them.
you gotta have a water map, right? That's like one of the
Yeah.
So that's what, so we got to see, we also got to try to I think balancing out, but also we don't want like something that's like oppressive where you just can't do anything. I think that's
Yeah.
terrible. Also non-symmetrical, right?
That is, yeah,
That's a
that's
huge
something
one.
definitely we talked about a lot.
Because we want to make sure that there's a reason for you to, like, there's like some kind of balance for you going second, so you can at least pick the side that would most benefit you. So
Make it a little more fair,
yeah,
or penalize you, or one way or another.
yeah, okay.
All right.
And the last
So, oh, the last one is what? Oh, the game balance. Yeah, I think that's it. That's all the questions I see.
There's more. One more.
10 rings to rule them all.
No. Refresh it. Aaron asked the question. I'll read it. I mean, but you should read it though, because it's like one of it's mainly direct. You can answer it too, but
Is it directed at me?
no, I think it's more.
Okay.
I mean, it's not really. It's for both
Here.
of us, but it's just more because like I've been around.
Okay, here you
I've been around longer, so.
All right, what are your final thoughts on the
From Aaron.
Heroclix Hall of Fame? Is it really the Heroclix Hall of Fame, or is it more of a fan service to those who are more intimate with the rock? Who would your personal top 5 include inductees?
You go first.
I haven't
Answer
been around
this.
long enough to
So-
induct 5 people. Like, I know you've won a lot of championships. I don't really know the other 5 guys really well.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of the Heroclix history.
That's why I was
so-
saying it was me, but you can
yeah.
answer it. Okay, well, what are your thoughts on the Hall of Fame starting?
I think it's an interesting idea. I've heard grumblings from some people that it's just a popularity contest, that it's some people are like, I don't know, that
Right.
it's just,
But do you
it's nice that they're trying to recognize people.
Yeah. That for sure.
I just don't know the process or how or who's inducting these people. Is it just, hey, I think this person's cool, or I don't know all of the history,
man.
so
Dude,
I don't know if
I
they're
don't want-
missing people.
I'm not gonna open up the can of worms, but you have like just what you just said, like a lot of my concerns. But anyway,
Yeah.
what do you think about that second part?
Who would my personal top 5 be?
No,
or
the second question.
Aaron's second question?
Yeah.
Do I have to refresh?
He has 3
Oh,
questions.
is it really Heroclix Hall of Fame, or is it more of a fan service?
Mhm.
Or that one?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I kind of answered that with like I don't know why they're picking these people. I know they have good record, like they're explaining the history for these 5 people. I
No,
don't
but
know.
he's asking, is it really Heroclix? Okay, what is this saying? Is it really Heroclix Hall of Fame or is it a Rock Hall of Fame? That's what he's asking.
Oh, it's a Rock Hall of Fame because WizKids isn't doing it.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Okay, so
Yeah, it's like
who would my personal 5 be?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna throw shade. Like, so, I got to be very clear. If just because I don't agree with the 5 that are in there, doesn't mean I'm hating on them. It's just I just have a different criteria. Number one,
Mm-hmm.
and I've being on the inner circle on there because I'm on there. We've had a lot of discussions of this, and I just feel like there isn't an understanding of what a Hall of Fame is. Okay, you need to understand what the definition of Hall of Fame is. What do you think? Let me ask what you think. What is your definition of Hall of Fame?
Someone who has achieved a high level of career awards and meeting goal marks, set records in in what they're competing in.
Okay. I believe what you just said is exactly the criteria of every single Hall of Fame.
Yes, I got one right.
Any kind of competition sports. I think that's just, but that's also like common sense, common knowledge. Like you should know, like if you know if someone says Hall of Fame, in your mind, what do you think? Oh, that guy's like one of the best of all time. Yes or no?
Best of the best of the best.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you used a word that I believe is lost. Achievement. Achievement and contribution are 2 different things, right?
Yeah.
If you're a top contributor into whatever it is, that sporting thing, that's awesome. You also deserve to be in a Hall of Fame. Just in it's a different criteria, right? So you can have the contributions Hall of Fame for the people who have contributed to the community, to whatever it is, blah, blah, blah. And they have that. But the main one is achievements. And you need to like, it's like basically a lifetime achievement award, right?
Yeah.
Of what you have achieved in the game, not what you have contributed to the game. I think there's 2 very, very distinct definitions.
Yeah, like like Barry Bonds getting into the Hall of Fame for all his home runs. He's not going to get in there for giving back to the community.
There you go. Not because he was the best news reporter, best broadcaster, the best guy, like the guy who funded the Giants or whatever he may be. Whatever,
and you can be in the Broadcasters Hall of Fame. Yes.
Okay. Agreed. Because of that, I feel there should be 2 separate things, right? But because I don't want to get political, but because of the progressives in the fucking group, they're not good. They want to like all inclusive, whatever. And I'm like, dude, it's supposed to be hard to get in. You're not just supposed to give it to everybody. It's supposed to be hard.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be all inclusive.
Yeah, the whole
it's like
point
Club 33 at Disneyland.
It's not inclusive. The definition of Hall of Fame is exclusive, not inclusive. The fuck? Okay, anyway. Oh god, I'm getting away.
You're gonna get me started here, dude.
Yeah. Damn it, Aaron. Damn it, Jeff. You guys started me. Okay. Anyway.
No.
So also the criteria of 5 years. Get out of here with that shit. That's it needs to be minimum 10. Because people come and go within 5 years. That means there's a lot more people in 5 years. 10 means you've committed to your craft.
Yeah, and all right. So what's the average player you think of Heroclix? 30s?
I would say like high level Heroclix.
Yeah,
I would say in the 30s for sure.
Yeah, so that's like like a decade of their life, like a
Yes.
third of their life they contributed.
Yeah.
So like competing and
Yeah, at the
improving
highest
their
level.
craft at this game.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or 40, you're 25% of your life, right? So
Even if you hadn't achieved all that stuff until later on, but if you've been playing on the circuit and been doing pretty well for like the better part of a decade, or then fine, I agree. But 5 years is too small. So so for me, I played in 02, 03, 04. And then I took a break, and then I went right back in the competitive scene 2010, 2011, 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, all the way up until 18, the end of 17. And then like starting again, kind of starting again softly, but like I would say 2018 was like the last time. But that's like over 10 years.
yeah.
Because I did finish third at the first ever DC Worlds in 03, after playing 2 years, and then 04, and then like I stopped midway through 04, and then I took a break until 2010, and then 2010 to like 18 I was like competitive. So that's over 10 years. Anyway, to answer your question, who my five, well, it took a long way for to get there, because it's weird because I want to preface everything so that I don't like offend anybody. um like I'm just gonna straight up, like, I think I deserve honor, you know but then the I would put George, Scott,
hmm
and then the last two, Kate. Some people might not know just because it's like they're kind of like out of. It's been a long time, but these guys have been top guys that I know. Alan Mason, I always talk about him. Alan Mason should be in
good.
because, like, on the West Coast, like I'm saying, he was the freaking boogeyman. So he's won everything. So he should definitely be up there, and he still competes at the highest level. He's still winning events, and he's still top 8, top 4, whatever. It's like nationals, all that. It's just prior to 2010, like people kind of like forgot, like there was a time period before 2010. You know.
They had
Okay.
little tiny bases then.
Okay. Yeah. So, like, he was on there along with Scott. So like people kind of forget about that. So that's why I grouped them together. And some people probably don't realize, but he was the first California Rock champion, California Rock States champion. And
I
that
know
was a strong field. We
That's
had
very
40
cool.
players there. Aaron was playing, a lot of top guys. Okay, and then for the fifth guy, another guy that probably people don't know. Okay, so one of them should be like on the way up. He's just too young. It's like Isaac is probably going to be up there.
Yeah.
But for me, it would be one of three guys for this last spot. It would be either Rob Barazal, who is also one of the top guys. So the guys pre-NECA were Roland Wellington of Vegas, Scott Crampton, Alan Mason, and Rob Barazal. Those guys, along with George, but George just like I feel like he achieved higher just because he did it even after the merger, whatever. But those were the four guys that a lot of people forget. But the other two, that last spot could be is Ed Arnold Berkovitz, Isaac's dad. He's ridiculous. That guy's like a
G too.
that guy's like a calculator, computer, dude. He's really good, so he should definitely be up there. He's always in the top tables. He won Rock Cup too, And the last one's Phil Isaacson Jr. He played for a while. The thing is, he stopped playing, but so maybe he might not make it in just because he hasn't played enough. But dude, he finished. He finished in 2013. He was like top. I want to say top 8 or top 4 at Worlds.
Okay.
2014, he lost to me in the finals. In 2015, he lost to Paris in the finals. This is Worlds. 2015 Rock Up, he lost to Isaac in the finals. 2016 Rock Cup, he was top 4. You know what I mean? And he's doing it with his own homebrews, like just like teams that people don't even realize is good. So
No, that's impressive.
yeah. So those are that's what I would. And then obviously further down the line, it would be other. But that's strictly for achievement. Obviously, for contributions, I would put the contributions wing. I would put Typhon, which is Tony Burian from H Realms, Howard for all he's done, and Edward. Edward would definitely be on there because he's for what he's done for the community. Those are 3 guys, and then the guy who does all the maps for WizKids, his name is Steve. He does all the maps for Rock. He does all the maps for WizKids. That guy, he does everything. And then Anthony Barnstable is another one. He's like the top judge. So like those are like the 5 guys that I like on the contribution side. And then obviously, nice. And then on the achievement side, also as a 4th guy to any one of those could be Kenny Pena, because he's won 2 U.S. nationals and like countless other things too. But nice. I don't know if I feel like he hasn't played long enough, and now that he stopped playing, I don't know if he'll be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's. No, I know I kind of went off on my thing. Sorry.
No. Like that question was 100% more relevant for you than it was me. Like.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think it's more.
Like I've been playing 2-3 years now, like tops. If that, I think it's closer to 2. Maybe it's more. But yeah, so
you played in 2017.
Oh yeah, jeez, it's been 3 years.
Yeah, it's that long ago already. It was 3 years ago.
Blur.
Right.
Oh yeah, Joker's Wild. Whenever that was.
Yeah,
I think it was 2017, right?
Yeah. It already rotated out, so it's 2017.
Jeez. Oh man, I'm old. But again, hey dude, thank you for coming out this weekend. Thank you all the Oregon cats, the Washington guy. Yeah, it was fun. I was the only one Washington guy. It was Zach.
Dude, he came the farthest, so props him.
Yeah, Chip, Corey, Brian.
Also, just to let the guys who listen, I don't know, I put it up, but
one more big thank you. Yeah.
The what?
I want to do one more big thank you to the Baragon brothers, Anthony and Jose, for coming out. Like, dude, you got a solid brick.
The insane brick. That Shane was like, hey, you should get this brick because what I heard is there should be a Peggy. I'm like, what the hell? Okay, fine. Because I bought 2 boosters before and I pulled an Absorbing Man.
Yeah.
And then he goes, oh my god, the Absorbing Man. He's like, I pulled Captain Marvel, Mandarin, and Steve Rogers. And he goes, that means the other half of the brick theoretically should have Peggy. I was like, how the hell did you come to that? That's just how the algorithms are or whatever. I'm like, okay, fine.
Right,
so we get it.
Guy.
Yeah, what the hell? And I was like, I don't know. So I was like, fine, let's do it. So we split it. Got it. And sure enough, we got Immortal Hulk, Spider-Man, Thor, Ironheart. Those 4 chases. 4 supers.
Yeah.
Josiah Prime, and Peggy.
Jeez.
Dude, I was like, there's 6? Like, we got 4 supers, an Ultra Chase, and a Prime in one brick?
That's really good brick.
Is that right?
I feel like the extra prime, probably not. But I thought the Ultra Chase was supposed to replace a super rare also. So, but
we got 4. It was 4 Iron, dude, and then it's Immortal Hulk and Spider-Man. Like the
so there's really only like what it's supposed to be like 4 rare slots in that brick then, because the prime takes a slot for something, right?
I don't know. I didn't even check. I just when I saw, I was like, oh my god, what the hell?
Yeah.
But then the other half of the brick, the other half of the case was Captain Marvel and Mandarin. Oh, there were 4 left, so I don't know what the other one is.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, we made out pretty good there, so thank you for making it awesome.
Congrats, dude.
I was like, oh my god, Jeff. I was like, dude, what the hell? I was like, I like how you juice.
Why are you asking to buy a brick from me? But all right.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I know you're probably like, what? I was like, well, I go, look, I was gonna get boosters anyway because I wanted to support you, right? To support the store.
Yeah, thank you.
But then when Shane was like, we need to get that brick, I'm like, why? He's like, I'm pretty sure there's a Peggy Carter. I'm like, dude, I was like, what? All right, and he's like, no. Okay, fine, let's do it. He's like, you know what? How about we split it? I was like, okay, we're gonna split it, then fine, let's do it.
Worst case, you're wrong, right?
Yeah. So for anyone who's asking, Shane gets to keep Peggy.
Oh, because he was right. And you get
But
everything
also
else.
because I don't want to sell it because
Yeah.
like we need it to play. So I said if you keep it, I can't sell it. Aha. Aha.
There you go.
Also, he
And
already
then you
has
sell
Immortal
everything
Hulk.
else.
He already has
Mhm.
Immortal Hulk and stuff. So like, I can sell the Immortal Hulk and I can sell the other stuff. So it works out.
Nice, perfect. Very
So
cool.
the next, so I guess the last thing is what the next we have to hype up Ernie's.
Yes. Which is March 21st.
Yep. So bring up
2
real
weeks.
quick the can you bring up the Open Series site and then look at the trial kits because I did update what it looks like.
Trial schedule.
Yeah. No, just
Oh,
the actual kit. Sorry, the Open Series kit.
oh, where are the events,
It's
right? Oh, kits. There
kits.
we go.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. I will share this.
Yeah. So this is what the going forward for the next quarter. If you scroll down, I think I updated it. No, I did not. I am stupid. I thought I did. Damn it.
Sorry, you get the new maps and the new
I could have
dice,
sworn
right?
I did not change that. What the hell? I could have sworn I changed it. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Okay.
weird.
Oh
Maybe it
man,
didn't
because
save when you did it.
oh great. I'm
Oh,
dumb.
and I think you have to update the map list here too.
Yeah, okay, so I guess
That's
I
the
did
old
not.
map list, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, we don't have Regency of Weird World anymore.
yeah. So I wah wah
Er,
wah.
We'll 217. We'll edit that out.
Yeah.
um,
Ah, damn it. Why didn't I could have sworn I did. Okay, anyway. Um the okay, so the new maps, the new temple, Temple of the Idol map will be the kit. And the first one is March 21st at Best There Is Games in Roseville, the Trash Brothers' hometown. So anybody want to make the trip from your area down there to try to take that crown?
so
Take
I
it down.
have insider news that if Zach gets permission from his wife, he will be playing
Yes.
with us.
Yes. That's awesome, dude. And I told him he needs to play
But
the DS barrier team.
that'd be
That would be
funny.
awesome. But I was
That'd be good.
also I think though that he'll have a big turnout because like we have momentum coming in. Everybody likes the map. We have the new dice. We have the new tokens. And
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Landers and I will be there. Probably Danny again.
yeah, that's cool, man.
If not, if Sean's still around, he'll probably come with us.
That's cool. So that's on the 21st, and then obviously right after that, we're hitting the ground running because in April we have a ton of events.
Yeah.
Just note we did just approve up there in Washington. Zach, they just paid for the kit, as you saw. I was sent it to you already, and then the Florida one is set, and then the Colorado one is set, and then I'm waiting to hear back from Alabama and Arkansas. So we're gonna have a lot more trials this time.
That's fine.
And we have the Majestix. So we're starting the MOCs. They're the Majestix Online Challengers, which are basically winning maps.
Yeah.
So Adam's making the rooms. Shane is starting the Discord, and we're gonna have it all set up. We're gonna hopefully within the next week or so we can have the first test run tournament.
Okay. Yeah.
And we should be good to go there. And then lastly, we are going to do a trial. We are going to do a qualifier in Arizona. I will tell Ben what it's going to have, and it's going to have at least 4. We're going to have 4 maps, right? We talked about that already.
Yeah.
So I'll tell him what it is, and then I guess you could break down to me what the kit costs, so we can see what the price break is.
Yeah. Well, everything's changing because we're ordering bigger
volumes.
volumes now.
We have more. Yeah. And lastly, I know I said it like 3 times already, but Chip had a lot of input, a lot of feedback.
Okay, good.
We're going to be implementing a lot of things. A lot of it we're already on the same page. We just haven't revealed it to them yet. But one of the things is we will have a poll when we do the next map rotation. What like maps people want on there and whatnot, and then like because we'll have a control, but we'll have them vote like which ones instead of just us doing it.
Yeah.
So that the people have
It'll be like
the,
one fan voted map or something.
exactly, or like the types of maps that like here. This is the list of the water maps we want. Which ones do you want? Like we need one, like that, kind of like that. Also, I some people will think if you say something, you'll get offended if it's a constructive criticism or feedback. No, I'm always been the mindset that if you're supporting us and you're passionate about the things that we're doing and you're passionate, I will never be offended because it means that we're doing something that's getting you involved and you wanting to get in and you just wanting it to get better. So that to me is awesome that you're passionate enough to take time out of your day to think about this, to message and say, this is what we want, this is what, because that means you care. Right? So
yeah, no, sure, yeah.
yeah.
I know,
So
Chip's like a super passionate dude. He's
yeah, I love it, man.
like,
I love it.
pour
So
his
Chip,
heart into
I
it.
know you're listening. I know I told you already, dude. I'm not gonna get mad at all. I know you're like we're not. I know you don't want to step in our toes or anything, but I want the feedback. We want the feedback. We
Yeah, it
want
helps.
yeah, because we also know it also helps that like if it means that like you can get it super expanded and locked in over there where you guys are, then we'll do what we can, you know. Just know that it's just right now. It's just the operations like me and Jeff.
Yeah. Hey
And
guys.
yeah, we have some guys helping us out at the store, like Shane Adams doing the rankings, you know, like little things here and there. But when it
I
comes
got
to the
Landers
main
like chipping
thing,
in.
it's like me and Jeff. So you know, it could take a while, but
It's
you
a
know,
two-man army.
the more events we run, the better pricing we can give out because that means we're gonna have more stuff coming in. We could get better price breaks for when we order stuff because now instead of getting 200 dice, we can get 400 dice, and then we have a better price break. Instead of 200 tokens, we're getting 400 tokens, better price break. You know, instead of getting
it's just
30 maps, we could get
slowly
50
building
maps.
up.
But
Yeah.
yeah. So and it's gonna slowly get there. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate all their support, and they, I would love to go up there if they can ever run a qualifier. Definitely make that trip up there.
Yeah, that'd be good.
For qualifiers. So, all right. I know we went long, but it is what it is. It was a big weekend.
It was a big, great weekend.
So
yeah.
Props to Jeff here for running a smooth event, man. It was awesome.
I couldn't have done it without Landers, but thank you.
I love it, and the stream was amazing.
Yeah, somebody. So I don't know who it was, but they took a screenshot of the stream. I'm like, damn, that looks good.
Yeah, I know. That's
I
actually showed that to Shane in the car. I was like, look, dude, somebody took a screenshot and posted it.
Yeah. I was just like, dang, that looks good. Do you know who it was?
Jay Sly.
Thank you, Jay Sly. I appreciate that. Yeah.
So,
that was good. Yeah.
Yeah, we're slowly expanding the format, man. Slowly expanding the format to everybody, and there could be some changes in the future. One of the suggestions was to make the format non-modern, legal only.
Yeah.
So all the Oreo based, but like anything that's non-modern, with that's something to consider. We'll see. The only problem with that is that means we're only gonna get new stuff once a year, because we're gonna have to wait until modern rotates out.
Yeah. So that's
actually
a little stale.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Because like if the format is going to be the same for 1 year, that could be a problem. They're going to just like, oh, it's the same thing. We don't have any new things to look at. But if we have a new set every 3 months, then we could do it.
Yeah, everyone will get excited in June or July, and
yeah, exactly. And then it dies down by like end of the year, like, oh man, we're done because we're waiting for the next rotation.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in 6 months.
Yeah, so
we'll play some X-Wing.
I don't know how feasible that is, but we'll have to take a look. We'll have to obviously consider things, but
yeah. But yeah, I think everyone had a great time this weekend. Yeah, they enjoyed the format from what I saw. So
yeah, for sure. Obviously, there's a lot of different, like Jesse was saying, there's some salt because some people aren't familiar with things. So we definitely need to just start doing that forums thing. The rules FAQ. So we'll work on that. I mean, we have a forum up there. It's just nobody's posting because probably nobody knows.
Yeah. So once in a while people do. So it's slowly building and just getting more people each week. I can see the numbers ticking up. So
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
it's building. We're improving, and yeah, look forward to the next 1K, which will be at your store on
June 6 or 7, whichever that. I think it's 7 and 8.
I think it's 6 and 7.
Something like that.
Yep, 6 and 7. So
Okay.
a 2-day event, top 8 on
We might-
Sunday.
And that's another thing we have to look at if we should make it one day or 2 day.
Yeah.
One of the things we can do is we can make the main event on Saturday and the co-main on Sunday. Just have it all completed. in
Straight
one
up. Yeah.
day. That could be another thing too. So that's we'll take a look at that. But if we do get like 40 or 50 players, there's no way we could do it in one day. That's going to be too much.
Yeah.
But
And,
I think
yeah.
if we get less than that, then we should. But the thing is, it's hard to know how many people are going to show up.
Yeah, because like we were saying earlier, people say they'll show up and I got called
Yeah.
into work, or my daughter's sick, or
Yeah.
it's a thing.
Right.
So,
Okay.
but we just do the best that we can and
Cool,
move
man.
forward.
Sounds good. So I guess until all the new trials, man. Until next time, guys. The next round starts in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
When in doubt, perplex the attack.
So, the practice one of your days, guys. Take it easy.
Shake it, Cali. West Coast.